we are standing here on the African savannah and watching a parade of elephants traversing the treacherous savannah in search of water. Now, welcome to Mimir Quiz, the only quiz show that manages to be sent live from Stockholm whilst being in the African savannah. A truly work of technological wonder, if you ask me. Now, this is a pay-to-win game where you have bet some of your own Mimir tokens and you will be competing for the prize of 3,000 Mimir tokens. And this is the first, that is the host-led one of those games, and we are playing the elimination rounds, which we have been previously playing together. Now, I am Jeff, and I am also very happy to be here with you today. Now, let's move on to the first question. What is a baby sheep called? Foal, beef, or lamb? Now, I wonder, why don't they just call it a baby sheep? Just like we call humans baby humans. Well, we don't really do that. Now, the correct answer here is lamb. Now, foal, that is the baby of a horse. Which, of course, I know because I am an expert on animals and the savannah. Now, yes, that was that for that question. You know what? I feel like we should move on to the next question, question number 2. What is a group of lions called? A gang, a pride, or a flock? Now, I do love Lion, the candy bar, that is. Ever since I was a child, I have been eating that. Not every day, but some of the days. Now, the correct answer here is a pride. I think English has this very funny tendency of having funny collective nouns. They're called terms of venery. Venery being an old name for hunting. So there's a pride of lions and a murder of crows and a sloth of bears. Now from that we can gather that the hunters of the olden days, they thought that European bears, they were very slow. Now also a group of polar bears, they're not called sloth, they are called a celebration of polar bears. Because polar bears, they are only seen together if there is enough meat for them to celebrate. That's amazing. I think that's also why you call it a celebration of Mimir hosts. You only ever see more than one Mimir host in the screen if there's something to celebrate. Now, let's move on to the next question. Cats are born with which eye color? Is it blue, grey, or brown? Now, of course, for those of you who wonder, it's called a clouder of cats, the collective noun for the catties. Now, the correct answer, however, is blue. Now, I'm not sure what eye color I was born with, but I do have brown eyes currently. It's somewhat of a myth that all human babies are born with blue eyes. It's I think the most common one is actually to be born with brown eyes. And I will die with brown eyes as well, unless I do some kind of strange surgical thing, which I may very well do. Now, let's stay in character, please. But I wish that I live very long. It brings us to the next question, actually. Question number 4. Which animal has the longest lifespan in the entire world? Is it the bowhead whale, turtles, or Greenland sharks? What do you think? All of these are known to be living very long. Now the correct answer here is, of course, the bowhead whale. Now they are named so after their characteristic massive triangular skull, which they use to break through the Arctic ice. A truly impressive feat to be seen in the Arctic Ocean. Now, according to researchers at the Australian National Science Agency, the genome sequence revealed in bowhead whales reveals that the bowhead whale's maximum lifespan is 268 years. That is truly long. If I lived that long, I would feel like taking a long nap, a long sleep. Which brings us to the next question. Question number 5. Which animal never sleeps? Is it walruses, bullfrogs, or eagles? What do you think? I will have myself a banana, directly picked from the African savanna. Now the correct answer here is the bullfrog. So some animals, when we humans go to sleep, our whole brain goes to sleep. There are some animals that they do unihemispheric sleep, where they do only one side of the brain that falls asleep. In that fashion, one part of their brain can stay awake and be on the lookout for predators and other types of threats. However, the bullfrog, it never really quite sleep with any part of its brain. It does kind of small power naps, you could say, but it never does quite sleep in its regular life. Let's move on to question number 6. Which is the only land animal that cannot jump? A giraffe, a rhino, or an elephant? What do you think? Now that's a truly tasty African banana. The correct answer here is, as you may have guessed, the elephant. We left them there as a clue. Now, the elephants have many desirable qualities. They have an excellent taste of smell. They can rarely get cancer, that's nice, and they have complex social lives. But perhaps unsurprisingly, they can't jump. Now it makes me think of an old joke. Which animal can jump higher than a house? Well, the usual answer is all animals, because houses can't jump, but it should be all animals minus the elephant, for obvious reasons by now. Next question, number 7. What is the horn of a rhino made of? Hair, cartilage, or bone? I will stow this away in a place where the sun doesn't shine. Now, the correct answer here is, of course, hair. As many of us probably have heard by now, it's kind of funny. We think of hair as very soft, but the rhino, it manages to make it into something very hard. Now, something else that is hard to not laugh while you're watching it is that amazing scene from Ace Ventura when Jim Carrey climbs out the asshole of a rhino, of this mechanic rhino. That is a truly, truly funny scene. I love that scene. What a funny guy. Let's move on to question number 8. How many legs does a lobster have? We're moving into the ocean now. Is it 10, 6, or 8? What do you think? Either case, that's a lot of legs. That is many more legs than I have. I simply have 2. How fascinating! The correct answer here is 10. An awesome amount of legs. Now, lobsters have many more interesting features, such as having 100 chromosomes, while humans only have 46 chromosomes, the same amount as a lizard does. A dog has 78 chromosomes and a fly has 12 chromosomes. Now, lobsters, they also live long, 100 years plus. The Canadian lobster, that is a very long lifespan. I don't know how many hearts a lobster have, but I wonder now, question number 9. Which animal has 3 hearts? Is it an octopus, a whale, or an elephant? What do you think? 3 hearts? That's a lot of hearts. I would say a truly astonishing amount of hearts. Now, the correct answer here is an octopus. Truly fascinating. The octopus has one heart that pumps the blood around the body and two hearts that pumps the blood to its gills. Now the thing here is, why is that? That's because in the octopus's blood it doesn't use hemoglobin, the iron-rich hemoglobin that we humans have in our red blood cells. Instead, they use something else, a copper-rich hemocyanin, which is dispersed directly in their blood and not inside of these pesky red blood cells. Now, it's a poor oxygen transporter. That's why they need to pump around the blood in high pressure using 3 different hearts. This has been a truly fascinating journey through the animal kingdom. Now, I wonder which ones of you will be able to answer the last question correctly. Bear with me here. Question number 10. How many bones are there in a giraffe's neck? Is it 12? Is it 7? Or is it 9? What do you think? The final question. I am ready to get impressed. Now the correct answer here is 7. 7 bones. Well, you might be impressed by the fact that the humans have the same number of cervical vertebrae, so the bones in the neck, as the giraffe. So does the mouse and the kangaroo. In fact, the vast majority of all mammals have 7 cervical vertebrae. Now, other animal species, such as birds, swans have 22 bones in their neck. So it differs, but the mammals, we have 7. It's a nice number. I like that number. People, I hope you had a great time. I truly had a great time with my bananas and my elephants and with you. We will be seeing more of each other later. For now, I wish you a good night.